Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with my friend Sydney. She has never been on this channel, but she has made frequent appearances on my beauty channel. I'm talking to the mic right now. That's weird. I'm not looking at the lens. I'm talking like right above the lens. Today we have decided we are going to be doing the Reputation book tag. Obviously this tag is a little bit older because it came out right around the time that Taylor Swift's album Reputation came out. I've seen multiple versions of this, but I can't remember whose version it was that I first saw, but I will link other people's videos down below just so that you can, check out some other ones. There's a couple different versions. We picked the one we liked the most. I watched Miss Emma Reads a Lot's version of this video, and that is what got me onto it. I know there's a lot of different other ones, but this is the one we chose to do, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so ready for it. What is a book that you were super excited to read?
You want me to start?
Sydney?
This is a book I'm currently reading, It by Stephen King. I was super excited to get it and super excited to read it. I have to say, I'm like 75% of the way through and I'm not excited. I never was excited. It's a struggle to get through. Maybe it'll pick up in the last 300 pages, but I was super excited for it.
There's barely any clown.
Yeah, where'd he go?
A book I was super excited to read was A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then A Court of Mist and Fury. ACOTAR got so much hype that it was pretty much just on my top, I need to read this. And then after ACOTAR, I was really excited to read ACOMAF because everybody freaked out about ACOMAF, and now I'm nervous to read ACOWAR because people didn't really freak out as much about ACOWAR. So yeah. Endgame. What are your OTPs?
Okay, I have two. The one is very fangirly, but I was always a Katniss and Gale supporter. I think they should, I think they should have ended up together. I'm not a huge fan of Peeta. That's one. And another one, which no one will know what I'm talking about, but I am a big reader of Amish fiction, and there's a couple, Jonas and Leah from the Abrams Daughter series, and you think in the first book they're going to end up together, and it pretty much takes the whole 5-book series. There's some father meddling. The Amish got a lot going on, but I was really hoping they'd end up together. It looked like they wouldn't, not to spoil it, but I don't think many of you are reading Amish fiction out there, but Abrams Daughter series, it's great, Beverly Lewis.
So I have two. One, I guess they're both huge spoilers, but I think at this point, first one is Ginny and Harry because I love Ginny more than life, and a lot of people don't like that Ginny and Harry ended up together, but I think it made a lot of sense because it's so overdone to have the heroine and the hero end up together, so I like that. And my other one, which I didn't understand for the longest time, is Rhys and Feyre. People would say that and I would be like, oh my god, but I love Tamlin because I'd only read the first one, and then the second one happened, and I like Rhys. I like Rhys and Feyre. I like Rhys, but Rhys and Feyre. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I did something bad. A book with morally gray characters.
Alright, I had a hard time with this and I kind of went obvious, but I went with Christian Grey from the 50 Shades of Grey series by E.L. James. Boy got some issues.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think we
all.
need to talk.
No, we don't, but his last name is Grey for a reason. He 50 Shades of you know what.
Oh god. I picked Sharp Objects and Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. All of her books have morally great characters, and that's why I love them. Don't blame me. A book that you recommend to everybody.
So for me, this would be my favorite book of all time, which is She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. It was the 1996 Oprah's Book Club. It's a little old, but I recommend it to everyone because there's a little bit of something for everyone in there, and I think I've read it like 10 times and I never get tired of it, so.
Mine would be Harry Potter because it's Harry Potter. Delicate. A book you never loaned to anyone.
This is the same book, She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. It's my favorite book. I don't loan it out because I did loan it out to one of my friends in high school, and I didn't see that book again until college when we weren't even friends, and I had to buy myself another copy. And the original copy wasn't even mine, it was my sister's, so that was the whole thing. So I don't let it, I think I have 4 copies of it now. I don't let anybody touch them because I don't know if I'll ever see them again.
I don't really loan any of my books because when I do, things like I loaned a book to my aunt and she had it for a year and then gave it to my cousin who then also had it for a year, and I didn't see it for a really, really long time. She remembered that she had it, which I appreciated because every time I would see her, she would be like, "Don't worry, I remember. I know I have your book." And then she like randomly gave it to me at like a random ass time, like over break. But one book that I like do not loan people is Harry Potter. My hardback covers of Harry Potter, they're special. I did loan her my paperback copy, but at that point, those were my new paperback copies, and I was kind of like, they're paperback copies. Hardback copies, I
gave it back.
They're mine. Look what you made me do. A book that got you into reading.
Okay, mine is kind of unconventional, I guess, but it is the book's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. There's like 5 different versions by Alvin Schwartz. These terrified me as a kid, but I remember my sister reading them to me because she was a lot older than me and was sort of into that creepy stuff, and that kind of got me into reading like Goosebumps and Mary Downing Hahn, who writes a lot of ghost stories for elementary school, middle schoolers. So yeah, I would say those got me into reading.
I did a whole video on this, but the 2 I picked to talk about would be The Amazing Days of Abby Hayes, which I absolutely love because like half of it was a journal and I liked that. And then Geronimo Stilton, I own like every single one of those when I was a kid because me and my brother both were obsessed with them, just because they were kind of different and unusual. So yeah, so it goes. A book that sucked you into a series or author.
Okay, so mine is Dreamland by Sarah Dessen. I just happened to pick this out at my middle school library and I read it, and it's, I think, one of her most different books out of all hers because usually they have the same sort of structure, but this one was about like an abusive relationship and it really sucked me in, and that's why I have now read every Sarah Dessen novel. I love her. I will always read her. So yeah.
Mine's Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. My mom read all 3 of her books and was like, well, I gave her them. And then she was like, you need to read these like now. And then I stayed up to like 4 in the morning to finish Sharp Objects. And then right after that had to start Dark Places because I was absolutely hooked. She needs to write more books. I need more because they're so good.
Please.
Gorgeous. Name a book with a beautiful cover.
So I was thinking Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. It's like a pretty navy blue.
I'll put it up on the crowd.
Perfect. With the carousel, I just think it's really pretty and it sort of exemplifies the story.
I just like Strange the Dreamer. It's the book I always use for this question because it's shiny and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the new one's pretty too. Getaway car.
I would choose Merciless by Danielle Vega. I read it in December, and it's pretty much like Mean Girls with demons, if you haven't read it, but there's a lot of crime that goes on in that, and it terrified me, so there's a lot of crime.
I picked, again, a Gillian Flynn novel, and I picked Dark Places because it's my favorite of all three of them because it's a wonderful book. You should read it. You should honestly just read all of her books because they're great. Gone Girl isn't the best, but all of them are great. King of My Heart. Who is your book boyfriend?
So my book boyfriend is Luke Brandon from the Confessions of a Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella. If you haven't read them, he's wonderful.
He's wonderful.
He is wonderful. He's so nice and he's rich. So
I have two because I couldn't pick. The first one I think is an unpopular opinion, but mine's Ron Weasley. I'm obsessed with Ron. I don't really know why, but I am. People hate him.
I know.
But I love him. I think he's great. And my other one is Reese from ACMF because, like, who wouldn't want to date the King of the Night Court? He's amazing. Dancing with Our Hands Tied. A book that made you want to dance around the room when you finished it.
I chose 20s Girl by Sophie Kinsella, same author of The Confessions of a Shopaholic, but this is one of her standalones, and it's about this ghost from the 20s that haunts this woman, but it's actually super funny and super sweet, and what book about the 1920s doesn't make you want to dance around a little bit?
I chose Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson because there's like playlists and it's really cute and fun and makes you want to take a road trip, but at the same time like has like a darker element, so I liked that. But I don't know, that was like the first book that came to my head and I don't really know why because now I'm thinking about it and there's a lot of like dark elements in that book, but it's great and it's cute and you should read it. Dress. A character you'd love to trade wardrobes with.
I had to go with Becky Bloomwood from Confessions of a Shopaholic, that series by Sophie Kinsella. Again, I know been a lot of Sophie Kinsella, but she's a shopaholic, so she's got a lot of clothes, a lot of designer clothes. She gets rid of some of them, but she's got a lot, so.
I'd pick Feyre because her gowns just sound amazing and like the clothes that she wears in the night court sound like incredible, so like yeah, because she's given amazing clothes. Like she's all like, I just like wearing my leggings with my knives, and I'm like, wear another dress. The dress sounds pretty. This is why we can't have nice things. A problematic book.
I chose Growing Up Duggar by Jana, Jill, Jessa, and Ginger Duggar. This book came out before all of the scandal, so it was, but still problematic reading it just because of some of the things they suggest that you should do. I personally didn't agree with and could be problematic, but it's really problematic now after everything that has come out, so yeah.
Mine's Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I didn't find it super problematic when I read it. I didn't love it and I didn't really know why. And then I watched some videos and now I understand why, because it's very mentally abusive and just so wrong, and like the way it's portrayed is very like, this is what love is, and if a boy is totally mentally messed up, you should forgive everything he does. And like, as a person who's been in a situation similar to that, I was like now. Back then I was like, I didn't really like this, I didn't find it that cute, but I don't know why. And now I'm like, oh yeah, no. Call It What You Want. A book that you changed the title of.
So mine's not really a literary book, it's a sociological book, but it's still a book, and it's called Super Dads by Gail Kaufman. It's pretty much talks about the new emergent class of dads who are sort of doing it all, like women have been doing for like 300 years, but they're super dads. She had great things to say, it's just me and my whole class were irked by the title of this and the fact that they were called Super Dads. So we decided that we should call the book Involved Fathers, so that's what I would change it to.
Yeah. I would change Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, because what is that about?
It's very vague.
Like, you have no idea. Like, her other books, like Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, it's like, you got it, you know. Like, even Since You've Been Gone, it's like clever and like it like ties in. The Unexpected Everything, I liked that book and I can't for the life of me think of why it's called that. Like, I understand like everything's so surprising because something bad happened and then good things came out of it. But that's every contemporary novel ever. Like, something bad happens and good things come out of it. So I would just rename it because I think there's such better names. And finally, New Year's Day. A book that gave you a fresh outlook on life.
So I chose my favorite book, She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. The main character, Dolores, goes through a lot of bad stuff, and in the end, it's more of a truthful ending in that you don't always have to get everything you want to be happy and to have, you know, to find love or to find your own true happiness. And so yeah, I guess it kind of taught me that lesson that like you can sort of carve your own path, I guess, and it doesn't have to be exactly what you had planned out in your mind. You can still be happy in the end.
Mine is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. That, like, as I was reading it, I was immediately like, I need to declutter everything, and I still have had that mindset. I've read that 2 years ago or so, and even like since then, I'm very interested in minimalism and decluttering and just like using what I have and making sure that I like love everything that I own. If you are interested in some declutters, link to my beauty channel down below because I'm getting rid of like everything. But I just feel like it really made me realize how clutter can like affect your mental space. And even now, like sometimes I'll go home and like I have a lot more stuff at home that like I don't use on a regular basis, and I like sit there and I'm like, I need to get rid of this stuff because it is so like overwhelming. And I feel the same about like my clothes. Like, I can't open drawers, and as soon as that happens, I'm so overwhelmed that I don't wear anything out of that drawer because I can't open it. So it has really just like changed my outlook on owning things and how much stuff that you own. And if you have not read that book, you need to read it because, oh my god, we as Americans own so much shit that we don't need. So that was the Reputation book tag. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below what your favorite song off the Reputation album is. What's your favorite song?
Oh, why do you make me pick one?
Okay, top three.
Okay, top three. Dress.
Okay.
This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. And New Year's Day.
Okay. Getaway Car.
Oh, wait, no, God, no, I can't.
Getaway Car.
Getaway Car.
Ooh, I'm literally like looking at the
I need a top 4.
Getaway Car. I Did Something Bad.
Oh, that's good too.
Gorgeous.
Mm.
I really like Gorgeous. And honestly, like, don't blame me. Call it what you want, and This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. Very close thirds. And King of My Heart. I love most of the album. Honestly, it would be easier to ask me like the ones that I'm like, yeah, about, because there's probably like 2 that I'm meh about, and everything else I'm like, I love this song. So, comment down below your favorite, or your top 3 if you're like us and can't pick one, or the ones you're not super excited about if you can't even pick 3. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the normal things, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye!